the idea came to me not exactly unexpectedly, but rather as expected, because video content, video materials are something that will be preserved for a very, very long time. My grandfather had a very interesting life. He himself was a truly and genuinely remarkable individual, someone I profoundly believe absolutely deserves to be remembered and honored by many, many generations to come, ensuring his legacy endures for a very long time. Spent many decades, indeed a significant portion of his life in this very armchair, and so I also decided to sit in it, to truly soak in all that accumulated energy and history. He lived a very long and happy life. He was quite possibly the one individual who, indeed the only one who possessed the remarkable ability to provoke me to such an extreme extent that I very nearly lost my composure in my mind. And those particular times when he truly irritated me, I genuinely think they significantly toughened me up. So now I am this incredibly unshakable person. And now you fully realize how it all ultimately worked out.
I arrived, set foot on American soil, made a call for 1 second. I landed, everything's fine. How long did that take? 15 seconds. From 3 to 5, that's our time, right?
Yes. He kept all of us on our toes with his constant question. The appearance of all sorts of gadgets in people's lives, especially for the elderly, really gives some kind of extra boost. Of course, for some people it doesn't work, but for him it did. He had all the smartwatches, Apple television, iPhone, iPad, and even smartwatches with a blood pressure sensor, a camera that recorded, and he always needed everything to work properly. Even though he rarely used them, when he did, there was always a reason. In short, it's all about curiosity. I think longevity depends on mental flexibility. That is, to always stay sharp. Look here, directly from AliExpress. A compact and efficient humidifier, a powerful cooling fan, and another versatile personal fan. Check it out. He absolutely had to have a phone like this, even though he never used it once. The scale too, just in case he needed to weigh something, maybe jewelry or whatever else. These are smartwatches with some kind of sensors. I think they can even take an electrocardiogram. You even have to buy a special cream for them to put on your arm. A bunch of chargers, cable, she needed all of it, never threw anything away. There are all sorts of my old phones, some remotes from who knows what. Basically there's a ton of junk piled up, but there are some cool things too. Oh, and the TV weight, I want to show you the television if it's still here. Oh yeah, look, did you even know TVs like this exist? You just pick it up, but it's probably dead, most likely. Yeah, but he would take it out into the yard and watch football like that. He had this thing for books about Jews. He really liked Jewish topics, you know, obviously. His original name was Mordechai Mirovich, not Mark Mironovich. But Mordechai Mirovich put with a name like Mordechai, he probably wouldn't have lasted long back then. So that's why he was so obsessed with Jewish topics. I was always ordering some books on OLX and giving them to him to read. There's a huge library here full of all sorts of Soviet propaganda literature, the kind everyone used to buy. But I'll have to sort through it all someday, because there are a lot of really cool things here, like books from the 1800s. He probably didn't have a favorite book as such, but lately he had a book about Jews in World War II. How many heroes there were, how many heroes of the Soviet Union. And I managed to snag it on OLX for 100 hryvnias, I think. It actually belonged to someone in New York, and someone gave it as a gift to someone else. Anyway, he reread it many times and recommended it to me as well. Well, he read quite a lot of books. Yeah.
We were struggling. Well, we had nothing to eat. I was 12 years old. I used to sell apples. Listen to me. We would buy apples, and I would go, there was a military square there, and sell them.
You were a speculator?
Yes, I was a speculator. And I earned money for lunch. And for lunch, we would go, there was a basement, there we ate soy loaf, I remember. Oh, Vladik, your life is like a fairy tale.
For they achieved production results in the socialist competition in honor of International Workers' Solidarity Day, May 1st. If I give something like this to people at our office, I don't even know what they do to me. And you see Lenin everywhere there. We know him as an experienced head of the plant's repair department, as a good organizer and public figure, as a sensitive and principled comrade. That's cool. Well, you see, when people are 80 or 75 years old, we don't really think about what they did in their youth at our age. It seems to us that he will always be that old. It turns out he actually had quite a big career, and he managed a lot of people. For a very long time, we would always double check any purchases. I remember, for example, when we were buying a washing machine, it probably took us 2 or 3 years, because Grandpa would say, "Why do we need it? Let's just wait. A new model will come out soon." So basically, Mom and Grandma did the laundry while Grandpa waited. But when we finally bought it, he actually made that ceiling himself. He was 80 years old at the time. He climbed up the ladder himself. No, seriously, he was really cool and super active. That's the most important thing in the house. Huh? There was nowhere else we could put it. Grandpa actually broke through the wall himself, and it's a good thing you can't see what kind of drain is there, because it's just a complete mess. But I never touched it. That's because it's Mom's. This washing machine right here. He really, really loved attention. Like, what's going on there? How's it going? He loved to stir up panic. Like when the steps were broken, he'd call ATN, Utah 1, all the news channels would come. Yeah, he often gave different interviews, and he really enjoyed it. It gave him energy, and well, in that way we're similar. So both he and I loved being in public, being the center of attention, drawing focus to ourselves. But I know that he and Grandma lived together for 50 years or even more, maybe 60. I mean, that's a really, really long time. And when you realize that you might also have to spend 50 years with someone, you think, wow, that's quite a challenge.
Attention, attention, this is Moscow speaking. All radio stations of the Soviet Union are now broadcasting. Today, on the 19th of February, 1979 marks the 50th birthday of the kindest, most gentle, and most just person the world has known in the past half-century, your dear Mirochka. Allow us, on behalf of all those present, to warmly congratulate the birthday girl on her youthful age and wish her Siberian health, Caucasian longevity, and great family happiness. The head of the family members.
Moscow with a Paul. Stay.
He worked at the factory for a very long time and he had the biggest damn pension in the whole neighborhood. His pension was 12,345 hryvnias and 67 kopecks. There was something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can you imagine? Many people don't even earn that much. But he had that kind of pension and it was really cool. So later I realized that, damn, he was the only one with such a huge pension because there was some kind of coefficient, hazardous years, complexity, and so on and so forth. I wonder who has the biggest pension in that area now. It was also interesting when he left a couple of those little stashes, for a couple of seasons here and there for the funeral and so on. He was saving up for the funeral, or maybe not really saving, but for the last 10 years, every weekend he would say, there's money set aside for the funeral. That was really funny. And when I was going through all of it, there were little notes everywhere, on every folder, everything related to documents. Don't throw away for 100 years. Here's Sveta's folder, do this. So he basically made a little quest out of it. That's pretty cool. You got a letter, in other words. I also love sending letters. My job actually involves sending a lot of letters. So my grandpa and I also sent a couple of letters to Poroshenko, the president of Turkmenistan, and to Putin. And the president of Turkmenistan replied and sent a medal. Of course, for him, this was a huge event to receive this medal from Turkmenistan, a country he didn't even have much of a connection to. And it really was cool. He achieved a lot, and he also loved to say, just like me, it's all me, I did all of this. Grandpa was indeed the oldest of all the remaining and highly respected China specialists, the very oldest, in fact, of our entire large and beloved family. Because now he had become the eldest. That's right, he was the oldest among all of us, and I really want to continue the dynasty. And I have this cool program called My Heritage, which I ordered from California, where you spit into a test tube, send it back, and it gives you analytics about your ethnicity, your predispositions to certain diseases, and even potential relatives. So I ordered it for myself, for my grandpa, my mom, and Anya. We all spat into the tubes and sent them off. And it was pretty cool. It showed that he was 75 to 80%, or even 91% Ashkenazi Jewish. Then for my mom, it was 75%, and for me it was already 51%. Yeah, so things like that, the more new and stimulating things you thoughtfully introduce into the lives of all the people, or indeed people around you in general, the more you truly keep them actively engaged and on their toes. It's truly great that he was not just remarkably sober, but also incredibly sharp-minded throughout all his many days. And an ending like that, considering a full life, is probably just a part of our existence. And I am a supporter of the idea that we are all constantly being reborn somewhere, so I think we will see each other again. So, here.
What is this?
Bet.
A?
The main bet.
Glory to you. I am very, very, truly glad indeed.
Well, you see, the minutes are ticking, so it's possible.
Sing, right? Give me the glasses quickly.
Well, we heard the main thing. Here,
I love you, life, which in itself is nothing new. I truly love you, my dear life. I love you again and again with all my heart. Now the windows are beautifully lit up, shining brightly. I walk home from work tired. I love you, life, and I want you to become better. Let it
Yes, Grandpa.
turn enough, right?
Yeah. So, how old were you when the war started?
I've already told you I was 11 years old. I told you where Dad worked.
At the motor tractor factory?
Eh?
At the tractor factory.
Not at the tractor factory, but there were special workshops for equipment repair, which bought tractors with tractor machines.
Yes.
Dad used to work at Malishivo. The chairman of the collective farm arrived, and the radio had already announced that there was war and so on. Can you imagine? He was such a big guy. I remember that. There we. Well, anyway, in short, when the Germans started chasing our people, they had already taken Poltava, and Dad came running. We gathered everything we could on the go. So me, Allah was only 5 years old.
Yeah.
Just a child. Your mom was,
That's your mayor, Gidal Feverovich.
yes, Dad's name was, back then people had Jewish names. They named me Mordechai,
Right.
and then I changed it.
Yeah. So, Dad was like, that's it, we're packing up.
We packed our things in 2 hours.
Where did you live?
On Moskalevka, there are 92, the 6th polyclinic. Someday we'll go together. I'll show you.
Yeah.
There they tore down the house and built a bigger house. In short,
Packed up your things? No, what?
to the Osnova station,
Yeah.
not to the south, to the station. It took a long time while they were loading the machines back and forth, back and forth. And then they took my father away, so they said, let everyone go to the Caucasus. The city of Prokladny, that's where Nalchik is, not far from there.
How did you even decide to go to the Caucasus? Why not?
It was not a decision. It was decided by the government of the Union. Evacuated. They thought that the Germans would not go to the Caucasus. The front was cut off. Dad stayed in the Voronezh region, where Voronezh is, and we were there.
Stop. You are now standing at the base of the station with suitcases. And did you all go to the Caucasus together or what?
No, Dad was taken away.
Where was he taken?
Well, what happened was the families were sent to the Caucasus together. And the men who were there, they sent them with the machines. And Dad was drafted into the army in Voronezh. And he was,
So you went to the Caucasus and he went to Voronezh?
yes. And I was there. I was 11 years old. Allah and Mom. And then some man showed up. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Where? To the Caucasus?
Yes, from Voronezh. The front hadn't been cut off yet.
The front was cut off.
How? The Germans cut through the front. They separated the Caucasus.
And where was the front line?
The front line, they had already taken Stalino. Do you know the city of Stalino? You don't know? This is former Donetsk.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's why we were already going to the Caucasus. But one car got through, and some guy, I remembered as if it were yesterday, brought 1,000 rubles to my mother. He says it's his father.
Yours, yeah. So he didn't steal 1,000 rubles?
People weren't like that back then. They were weak. So we lived there for 8 months.
In the Caucasus?
In the Caucasus. The Germans, you see, took Rostov-on-Don. Do you know Rostov?
Yes.
Then Almavier. And they took Prokladny. And Prokladny...
Is that where your dad was?
Huh?
Is that where your dad was?
My dad was in Voronezh. And that's in the Caucasus.
And is Prokladny close to you? I just can't figure out this damn geography.
Well, I'll explain. There's an autonomous republic called Kabardino-Balkaria.
Yeah, I know.
What's the capital?
I don't know.
I'll tell you now, Dick.
Okay.
Right? It's not very far at all from the region of Chechnya.
Uh-huh.
There was a railway junction there. And a significant part of the factory was established there. And at that point, and since we all belonged to that particular factory, they loaded us onto open platforms along with the various machines and subsequently sent us further on.
Where to?
Further into the Caucasus, deeper in. We ended up in Baku.
In Azerbaijan?
Yes, in Azerbaijan. We had a supervisor there.
Wait, what did you do for 8 months in Nalchik?
Nothing.
You just sat there, like at a resort, sat there like you were on vacation, right?
You've got to be kidding me. Allah was 5 years old.
Uh-huh.
I was 11. My mother was ill. What did we do?
What did you do?
We didn't do anything. We sold whatever we had.
I see.
When we got to Baku, when we arrived in Baku, there was a supervisor over our group, Pier number 57. Steamships would dock there and send people across the Caspian Sea to Krasnodar.
Uh-huh.
We stayed there for about 3 weeks.
And where was Uncle Yura?
In the U.S. Army.
How many of you lived together?
Huh?
When the war started, how many people were living together? How many people were in the family? You and Allah, your dad, your mom, and Uncle Yura. Or not?
No, Uncle Yura lived where... Remember, you and I were driving. This is Uncle Yura.
Yes.
And there lived Uncle Yura and Aunt Fima. There is a whole Jewish gang there. Efim, Lena, and Yaakov. There was a lot there. And Dad, we lived separately. In short, they put us on a steamer. We left, and the Germans started bombing the steamer, and
So what? You managed to leave at the very last moment, right?
not at the very last moment. They were sending people off gradually. They unloaded us in Krasnodar.
Uh-huh. And did you have suitcases with you, or what?
Suitcases. One was a big carpet.
Carrying a carpet?
We lugged it around. Listen, Krasnodar is a small town. No more than 30,000 people. You couldn't walk down the street, only along little paths. There was no water. I walked around with a little bottle shouting, I want to drink, I want to drink. And so I would put it under the locomotive where it dripped and fill it up. They sent us a bit further from Krasnodar so they could receive others. They sent us to the Jebel Desert.
Uh-huh.
There was nothing but sand, just sand everywhere. So they gave us a stick, and thank God we had a carpet. We threw the carpet over it.
So you slept in the desert?
Yes, we set up a tent. It wasn't just us, there were a lot of people there. And they brought us 2 liters of water each on camels. If you wanted, you could wash. If you wanted, you could drink. And the bread was like this. This is what the bread looked like, like Easter bread. Not Easter bread, what do they call it? They sold it with honey. Now in short, and they gave bread and nothing else. There was nothing hot.
It was probably somewhere around 1942 or 1943.
It was the year 42. Then they loaded us onto the transport.
Again?
Yes, loaded onto, what was it called? The train. There was a train, 40 carriages.
Yes.
He rode like this. We're having fun, walking a bit, drinking a bit.
Yes.
Barely. And each time we got closer to the locomotive, and every certain time we turned off 3 or 4 cars and left them, and we ended up, in Tajikistan, Paktabad, there's such a place. That's it.
Well, so what? Well, you'll see later.
Wait, hold on. Someone is calling. Okay. And so there When we were on the train, we bought some grapes because my mom bought them.
Where did you get the money?
Huh?
Where did you get the money?
We were selling something to get money.
Did you really have that much to sell?
Well, of course, we had some things. First of all, 1,000 rubles was a lot of money back then, just so you know. We spent it little by little. Anyway, when we arrived, they settled us in Paktabat. They took me straight to the hospital. I had dysentery. I almost died there. They gave us a small piece of dry bread. There was nothing else. And
How old were you then? About 13, right?
yes, I was about 12 and a half, 13 years old. And they sent us to a kolkhoz, not to a boarding school, but to a kolkhoz. We arrived at the kolkhoz. The chairman looks at me and says, "You'll go work in the cotton field." And my mom says, "He's sick." But the chairman didn't speak Russian very well. "What? Did he have a cough?" My mom says, he's sick. And I had a military shirt and those buttons, with military stars. He says, "I need buttons like those." My mom says, "Cut off his buttons." They cut off the buttons and gave them to him. He gave us 1.5 liters of milk. That's how it was. They put us up in a stable. On one side there were horses, and on the other side us. Not just us. There were several families there. There were so many flies it was impossible to sleep. We were killing fleas all the time. They sent my mother to pick cotton. The Uzbek women filled 2 bags, and the mother filled half a bag.
Yes.
Not only with mom, but they can do it quickly. Well, cotton. In short, we stayed there for a while. More families. He says, "Let's go to the area, to this Paktabad."
Yes.
We arrived and there was MTS. He says, "We can take you on as a vegetable worker." So there was a piece of land there to do, they planted cucumbers and tomatoes there for themselves. Mom started working shift. Do you know what a shift worker is? Well, like a hoe, but a big one. This is the long handle you see in the ground. Mom worked for a while. She had a women's health intrauterine prolapse. She couldn't keep working. We went to the director of the MTS. That's it. Well, by then, the women had started talking. They said, "She'll die." "All right, we'll make you a guard at the oil depot." They gave her a rifle. Laughter. A small caliber one. There was a little shack and 2 big tanks.
Yeah. Just go on.
To sleep.
No. Come on. Keep going.
And there were 2 big tanks. She guarded them. I was short, brother. I was 2 months short of turning 14. I went to the director of the MTS and said, "MTS is a machine and tractor station where they repair tractors and later armored vehicles. I want to work." There weren't many people. The Uzbeks, they didn't really speak Russian, and there was one foreman there. His last name was Kozera. I remember it like it was yesterday. He was sitting there, and, well, back when they were building the Belomor Baltic Canal in Tatarstan, and in short, he was somehow released as a specialist. He was the only one, there was no one else, and the director called and said, "You're being summoned."